All right, so let's jump into today's deep dive. We're tackling blogging versus vlogging.
Oh, a classic.
You know it. And you sent over this article from blogwidow.com, blogging versus vlogging. Which one is right for you? It's from February 4th, 2025.
Okay, nice and recent.
Exactly. And to break it all down, we've got an expert in digital content creation joining us today. Welcome.
Hey, glad to be here.
I'm excited to dive in. This article, right off the bat, make this point about YouTube. Did you know it's the second biggest search engine globally?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows you the power of video, right?
Absolutely. It's incredible, but is it the right fit for everyone? I don't know.
That's the million-dollar question. I
Yeah.
mean, the article lays out the basics. Blogging is written content, vlogging is video, but then it goes deeper.
Right.
Let's start with blogging. One thing that really stood out to me was just how accessible it is.
Yeah,
You don't need fancy equipment, really. You can just get started.
absolutely. That's a big draw for a lot of people. It's low cost. You
Ah,
can work from anywhere.
yeah, anywhere with an internet connection, you're good to go. And the article also highlights the potential for passive income.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge motivator.
So we're talking ads, affiliate marketing, even selling your own products or services down the line.
All of that, yeah. But, and this is a big but, the article acknowledges the time commitment.
Oh, for sure.
Building a successful blog that takes consistent effort, especially creating high-quality content.
But that's where SEO comes in, right? Search engine optimization.
Absolutely. The article talks about how crucial that is.
Can you break down SEO for us?
Think of it like this. It's the art of making your content visible to Google, to all the other search engines, but it takes time. It takes effort.
It does.
It's a long game, but the payoff can be huge. I mean, think about driving traffic to your blog. That's what you want.
Yeah, that's the goal. Okay, so blogging. Low barrier to entry, potential for passive income, but a significant time investment. What about vlogging?
Vlogging has a different energy. It's all about engagement, that face-to-face connection. You see the person, you hear their voice, you get a feel for their personality.
It feels more immediate, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. And that translates to potentially faster growth, especially on platforms like YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah, and the article even mentions some unique monetization avenues for vloggers.
Right, like viewer donations and sponsorships.
And that can be very lucrative. But let's be real, vlogging isn't just hitting record and hoping for the best.
No. There are technical skills involved, the editing process, those ever-changing platform algorithms. It's a lot.
So you might need to invest in equipment. A decent camera, a microphone, lighting, and then the editing, that takes time.
You're crafting a story, pacing it right, adding music. It's more than just cutting out the bloopers.
It's an art form in itself.
Absolutely. And then you've got those algorithms to contend with, always tweaking how they surface content. You got to stay on top of it.
So I've got blogging, the marathon runner, steady and consistent, focused on SEO and long-term growth.
I like that analogy.
And then vlogging,
Mm.
the sprinter, quick wins, but needing more technical know-how.
And a lot of adaptability.
It's a tough choice.
Hmm.
The article really emphasizes that the best choice depends on you,
Mhm.
your individual strengths and goals,
Exactly. There is no one-size-fits-all.
which is why we're here to dive deeper. So, listener, let's break down some key decision points.
Love it.
It all starts with you. Are you a storyteller who loves being in front of the camera?
Or are you more comfortable writing, crafting the perfect sentence?
And then, who are you trying to reach? What do they prefer? In-depth articles, quick videos.
And of course, the time commitment. Can you carve out time for writing and research? Or is filming and editing more your style?
And finally, monetization, quick wins, long game. What are your goals?
So much to consider. But the article offers some helpful tips. Want to dive into those?
Let's do it.
Okay. For those leaning towards blogging, the article highlights choosing a niche.
Finding your area of expertise, your passion.
Exactly. Becoming the go-to resource for that topic. Instead of being everything to everyone, you focus.
Makes sense. And then quality over quantity?
Yes. A few well-written, in-depth articles are better than a ton of superficial ones. You're providing real value, establishing credibility.
It takes time and effort.
It does, but it's worth it.
So niche down, focus on quality, and then SEO magic.
You got it. Understanding SEO is crucial for bloggers. Making your content visible, using keywords, optimizing your website structure, building backlinks.
It sounds technical, but there are tons of resources to help. And honestly, once you get the hang of it, it's kind of fun.
It is. It's like a puzzle, figuring out how to rank higher.
And then the article offers one more crucial tip. Building an email list from the get-go.
Ah, yes. So important.
Why is that so crucial?
Imagine a direct line to your most engaged readers. You bypass algorithms, deliver content straight to their inbox.
So fostering relationships, building a community, staying connected no matter what happens with social media.
Exactly. Now, for aspiring vloggers, the article says you don't need a fancy studio.
You can start with your smartphone. It's
Yeah.
about the content and your presentation.
Your personality and your message, that's what hooks people.
And as you grow, you can invest in better equipment. But don't let that be a barrier.
Right. And then, improving your presentation and editing skills over time, there are tons of tutorials online.
Practice makes perfect.
Oh, that's right. Find your style, experiment.
And consistency is key. The article suggests a regular upload schedule. Whatever works for you, but stick to it.
It's about building habits, giving your audience a reason to subscribe and come back for more.
And of course, engagement. Responding to comments, running polls, building that community.
Exactly. And for vloggers, just like SEO is for bloggers, optimizing your videos for search is essential.
Using keywords in your titles, descriptions, tags, understanding YouTube's algorithm.
There are tools like TubeBuddy that can help with that.
Awesome. So we've covered a lot. Pros and cons, finding your niche, practical tips, consistency, engagement, optimization.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The article kind of hints at this thing, and I think it's important.
Okay, I'm listening.
It doesn't fully explore it, though.
What is it?
You don't have to choose,
Yeah.
blogging or vlogging.
Ah, you can do both.
Exactly.
Now you're talking. That's where it gets really interesting. The article touches on it, but we should dive in.
Okay, so how does this dynamic duo approach work?
Imagine this. You write this amazing blog post, full of research, but it's a little long, maybe dense.
I've been there.
Haven't we all? But what if you take that same content, you distill it down into a short video?
Ooh, for YouTube or TikTok.
Exactly. Just the highlights, key takeaways, maybe some visuals, music. Spice it up.
So you're repurposing your content.
You got it. Amplifying it, reaching a wider audience, even driving traffic back to your blog.
I bet it works the other way around, too.
Absolutely. You've got a vlog series like travel tips, transcribe it, add details, photos, links, boom blog content.
It's about being smart, playing to each platform's strengths.
Exactly. And it can be so effective building that audience, becoming an authority in your niche.
Okay, so I'm sold on the concept. But how do you decide which content goes where? Is there like a formula?
Not really. Think about the content itself. Some topics, they're just visual. Cooking videos, makeup tutorials.
Yeah, you can't get that with text.
Right. But then you have topics that need more depth, like research, analysis. That's where blogging shines.
It's about picking the best tool for the job.
You got it. And you can experiment, find what works for you.
It feels good to hear that because it can be overwhelming trying to figure it all out.
Oh, it's a journey. And remember, things change. What works today might not work tomorrow. Be flexible, have fun.
I love that. So for our listener trying to decide between these two, what's the takeaway?
They don't have to choose. Explore both. See what fits, what resonates.
There's no right answer.
Exactly. And the article talked about passion, remember. Let that shine through, whether you blog, vlog, or both.
Authenticity is key.
Absolutely. People can tell when you're genuinely excited. It's contagious.
Okay, so we've talked about combining them. Let's go back to those practical tips, any that really stand out to you.
Building an email list, that was huge. No matter what you do, blogging, vlogging, both. Build that list.
We touched on it, but why is it so important?
Because it's yours. It's a direct line to your audience. No algorithms, no platform changes. You're in control.
You're building that community, fostering those connections, sharing your content directly.
Exactly. And you can segment your audience, send more targeted, relevant content, higher engagement, greater success.
Wow, that's a game changer. What about social media? The article mentioned promoting your content across platforms.
It's about finding your people, where they hang out, and tailoring your content to each platform.
So a long blog post, maybe not for Twitter, but perfect for LinkedIn.
Exactly. And a short video might go viral on TikTok, but get lost on YouTube. You have to be strategic.
Be consistent, show up, provide value.
Yes. And then the fun part, experimenting. Trying new things, seeing what works, what resonates, refine your approach.
That's where the real learning happens.
Absolutely. Embrace the journey. Be open to feedback. Always seek to improve.
And find your voice, your style, your niche. Let that passion shine through.
That's what sets you apart, attracts that loyal audience.
And even if you start with blogging, you can always try vlogging later, or vice versa. No rules, just what works for you.
And collaborate. Reach out to people in your niche. Learn from them.
Such good advice. Building those connections can open so many doors.
You never know. Maybe someday we'll have you on the deep dive sharing your story, inspiring others.
That's the dream.
It is. And remember, most important thing, have fun. Enjoy the process.
So crucial. When you're passionate, it shows. And that's what connects with people.
All right, we've covered a lot. Passion, combining formats, embracing uniqueness. But what about practical stuff?
Yeah. Any tools or resources that stood out in the article?
Well, for bloggers, they mentioned WordPress for building a website and MailChimp for email lists.
Those are both great starting points for sure. User-friendly and powerful.
And for vloggers, they suggested exploring video editing software like Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro.
Those are industry standard, but they can be a bit pricey. Any more affordable options for beginners?
Definitely. iMovie for Mac users, OpenShot for Windows, those are both great and free. Or online platforms like Canva, they have basic editing features.
Good to know. You don't need to break the bank to start. Use what you have and invest as you grow.
And don't underestimate free resources. YouTube tutorials, online communities, there's a ton of information out there.
No need to reinvent the wheel. Learn from others. Use what's available.
Your most important tool is your own creativity and willingness to learn.
Okay, before we wrap up, one final thing from the article. Setting realistic expectations.
Ah, yes. Don't expect to become an overnight sensation. It takes time and consistency.
There will be challenges, setbacks, even doubts. But everyone goes through that. It's part of the process.
And it's what makes it so rewarding when you overcome an obstacle.
So to our listener, stay focused, but be kind to yourself. Celebrate your wins, learn from your mistakes.
Success isn't just about numbers, it's the impact you make, the connections, the joy of creating and sharing.
Beautifully said. And a perfect note to end on. We hope this deep dive has given you insights and inspiration.
It's true, we've covered so much ground.
And I think it's easy to get caught up comparing ourselves to others, when you're first starting out.
Yeah, you see those big names with huge followings, and it's easy to feel intimidated.
Totally. But the article made this great point. It's not about comparing yourself to others. It's about your journey.
Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone has their own story. And the cool thing is, now anyone can share their voice with the world.
That's what makes it so exciting. There's room for everyone.
Absolutely. The more voices, the better.
So to our listener, embrace what makes you unique, find your niche, and experiment. There's no one right way.
It's about what works for you, what you're passionate about.
And it's a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient. Celebrate those small wins.
And now, before we wrap things up, we like to leave our listeners with something to think about.
I love this part.
Well, we focused on blogging and vlogging, right? Separate paths, but as we discussed, they can be powerful together.
Right, but what if we think even broader? Beyond just those two.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
The principles we've been talking about, being authentic, consistent, knowing your audience, that applies to anything.
Podcasting, ebooks, online courses, even building a community on something like Discord.
It's all connected. This deep dive was about choosing, but maybe the real takeaway is that those lines are blurring.
The future of content creation isn't just picking one thing. It's about weaving them together, creating something new.
That's a powerful thought.
It really is.
So listener, don't limit yourself. Explore, experiment, see where it takes you.
And remember, we're always here to help you navigate this crazy world of content creation. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.